Shifted.
Shifty.
Oft is it?
We're live.
We're here. What?
I was looking at your hair.
Oh, the bedhead still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
never goes
5
away.
PM.
Yeah, it's 5 p.m. Still have bedhead.
Pre-bedhead.
That's when you know I need a haircut, is when it just like poof, 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 poof. Hello. And drinking water is hard.
It is.
It's like those times where you just like choke on your own spit and you're just like, wow, I'm an adult and I'm still choking on my own spit.
It happens.
Like,
it happens. Welcome everyone.
hello.
Welcome.
Miranda, how are you? Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy
Saturday. It's Saturday.
Yeah, I'm thrilled that it's not Friday. Originally, we were planning on doing this on a Friday, but here we are.
Like, hey, here we are. Let's do. Go Vols. Ugh.
Big John's in the house. Did the Vols win today? Did they play today?
They play today. I don't know.
John, let us know. How did they do?
Yeah, how they do.
Or how are they doing? They might be going right now, for all I know. Ugh, choking on water.
I
think we're choking on my own spit's worse than water. Don't you?
Oh,
I think
yeah,
there's so many times when we're
just like...
filming and I go to say something like, and then he has to cut that out. We have been just adulting all day today.
It has been quite a productive day.
I cleaned baseboards.
Replaced a shower faucet and diverter. It was fun.
Oh, they're down 7.
Sorry, John.
Hate to see it, John. Hate to see it. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Welcome.
Yeah. Clean baseboards. Replaced the shower head.
Yep.
Cleaned the house / vacuumed. Took care of the dogs.
Yep.
Edited. Got a video waiting for tomorrow. Very excited for that one. Like, we've just been going today. It's been a busy, hi mom, but productive Saturday here in the Fudge residence.
Everybody else's Saturday going?
Yeah, what have you all been up to?
Sal!
Welcome, Sal. We'll see you in a couple days.
We'll see you.
What kind of dogs do we have, Ben?
So we have a purebred Dutch Shepherd. What?
I thought you were like thinking about it.
No, we have a purebred Dutch Shepherd and a Dutch Shepherd Pit Bull mix.
Yes, you'll see him at the very end.
At the very end. Lando is the full Dutch Shepherd. He's a classic military working dog breed where he is, or just working dog breed, I guess, but anything for ball.
Yes.
Kind of psychotic in that way. And then Lainey is just a lover.
She is. When are we going back to HHN? In like 3 days.
Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we'll hit the road 4 a.m. 4:30 Wednesday morning. We're gonna hit up HHN that. Wednesday night and Thursday night.
Thursday night. Quick turn.
Quick turnaround, but it's our final HHN run this coming week, and we're bringing some friends with us, and we're very excited. It's
kind of an impromptu trip that we are kind of like hosting newbies are kind of around. Like, they've never been to Universal, they've never been to Halloween Horror Nights. So if there's something that they have to hit, be sure to let us know. We've got a good idea, but if you guys think that we're gonna glance over something, like, let us know, because like there is a lot to cover. So if the more the merrier in terms of recommendations.
Let's see here. Heading to Not Scary Farm tonight. I've heard good things about.
We've never been there, but
we haven't been, but I've heard good things. So enjoy. I think that'll be a fun night.
We did try something new this last trip, though, which we'll get to a little. This last.
I was like, what did we do that was new, Ben?
Yeah.
There's so many things going on here. Busy. Sal's been busy lately.
That's not. At least it's been busy putting up a birdhouse.
Yeah. At least
things breaking.
Yeah, exactly. 13-hour shift and watching the Tennessee game. Go Vols. John, you got another fellow
volunteer.
Yes. What was our favorite HHN house this year?
Right now, it's still Insidious. We still have a couple of more runs to go through. We'll go through it probably every house between Wednesday and Thursday.
We will be going
and
through every
so
house.
We'll have to see what the final rack and stack is. I think Insidious is still the house to beat. Like,
Insidious, shortly followed by Ghostbusters, but Insidious for the scares, Ghostbusters for the entirety of the
Monsters is Monsters of Latin America is one of those that, if you have some good runs, though, might make some moves up the ladder.
I'm so glad that you're enjoying our videos. Ben works really hard on editing them, and we have a great time when we film in the parks. We're It's going to be weird. We're going this week, like I said, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to film while we're there, but we don't have a particular like
strategy
focus to film.
Script.
We'll talk through some of it tomorrow. But I think it'll be really fun just sharing the experience with new people who have never been to Universal before, and then getting to share that with you all. Like we enjoy seeing people have fun in the parks for their, especially for their first time. So I'm excited to do that.
Kind of one of those things that's evolved, right? We used to go because we enjoyed doing the stuff. We enjoyed riding Velocicoaster, riding Hagrid's,
chain riding Velocicoaster,
riding Dr. Doom, because Dr. Doom is the best ride in the park. And now it's kind of evolved to like enjoying the parks with other people and like with the performers and seeing the shows and supporting our friends, seeing our friends, and kind of really evolved into like sharing our love of Universal with other people.
Oh boy. Let's see here. We'll miss you at HHN, Sal. We'll be heading back on Friday night. But next year we'll be around a lot during HHN, so we'll be able to do a night with you, I bet. We can make it work. We should do a food review and maze review with our friends. I wouldn't be shocked if some of that will be in this video we film.
For sure.
I would not be shocked at all, because I'm interested to hear what their experience is like and which houses they like the best. This is not only their first time to Universal. Sorry, I just hit the table. But their first time at HHN. Like this is all brand new to them. All I think they know about is they have the Wizarding World at Universal, and they've seen the Death Eaters on TikTok. And if you know what I'm talking about, they've seen the Death Eaters on TikTok. So they want to see Death Eaters, and they want to just do it all. So
Cracked Gaming missed us when he was there on Saturday. Sunday was a zoo.
It was packed.
Sunday was probably up there like with opening day, like busyness. Like it was crazy how busy it was.
Yeah, we stayed and did the very last 12:30 Nightmare Fuel show and thought, oh, we'll hit up a house or two afterwards.
Power hour.
Yeah, when wait times are down, and we got to the front of the park and wait times were still like 80, 60 minutes, like for a chunk of them. We're like, well,
15 minutes to closing. Insidious was 80 minutes. Ghostbusters was 60. And we're like, well, I guess I'm not going through a house. Like I don't. And so it was just like, let's go see some of the scare actors we know and New Boot Goofing. And
right. We went and walked around a little bit more, and then we're like, all right, I guess we're done for the night. So let's see, where did I leave off here?
Dawn is at a convention for Work Society this weekend, Friday through Monday. Safe travels.
Yes. Travel safe, Dawn. Travel safe. Finally got a good run through Ghostbusters and the 3 Stilt Garakas. Oh, that is so fun.
The last one chased.
I'm not shocked that last Garaka chased
that last Garaka will
get you. Get you every time.
He'll probably do the same thing during Mardi Gras too. So don't let him fool you. Like
he's pretty good on stilts.
He's pretty good on stilts.
Let's see. Are we excited for Fast and Furious?
I wouldn't be shocked if Fast and Furious doesn't open back up.
Sorry, you got a hair on your face. Fast and Furious being closed currently. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
Sustain.
Insidious got to be 180 minutes, which still isn't nearly as bad as what Stranger Things was at.
Yeah, 180 minutes is 3 hours.
Stranger Things got over
3. Yeah,
like it got long, but yeah. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. I think people might be rolling in still, but overall, y'all are here. We appreciate you joining us on your Saturday evening. Like
there's have been some big announcements this week.
Huge
announcements.
Have you guys been keeping an eye on all things Epic Universe?
Huge Epic developments this week. Next week is going to be busy if you're a pass holder or if you're trying to like book Helios Grand. Like,
are we going to buy any tickets or book any hotels coming up in the next 3 days?
Probably going to try. It's probably going to be one of those things that we buy trip insurance because of the way life is, but at least probably try and book Helios Grand. But Helios Grand is only like 500 rooms, and opening weekend that is going to go like that.
It'll get filled up fast.
I know they said it's going to start at like $300 a night. I am very, very curious what Howl-O-Scream will go for opening weekend.
I think it could be nuts. I think
it's gonna be nuts. Crazy.
I'm more concerned about getting a ticket because where we sit right now, like we have a military annual pass, which isn't necessarily included in the annual passes to be able to buy those single day tickets. So right now we're kind of like wheeling and dealing. All right, what's our option going to be? Do we need to upgrade to an annual pass that's not a military annual pass? Do we need to buy the multi-day package, which is kind of silly because now we're paying to get into the parks, which we already have access to getting into the parks? Like we're kind of in this limbo in between of like not buying daytime tickets because we don't really need them. Single day, multi-day tickets, but we also don't need to buy an annual pass yet, unless it means that's what we have to have access to Epic. So,
and that's the interesting part right now is like nobody quite knows what the strategy is. Like,
just pay. I feel like that's what the strategy is. So like, give them your money.
Give money and like we'll figure it out later. Which is a tough place to be. Like, and so like I wish we could even offer like people more kind of guidance and insights. But it's like, what's your strategy? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's gonna be busy. Like, get in the parks, I guess, is like the first thing.
On top of peppering and the idea that we're possibly moving around the exact same time, which makes you go, ugh. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of moving parts right now.
Exactly. So. Or have friends that can work to get you tickets. Exactly. Like 100%.
Right. Oh,
media passes, things like that. Like, so.
True.
Absolutely. Like with the annual pass holders being able to get like 6 tickets per transaction, like it's a big selling point for sure.
What was our favorite food? Cracked Gaming's favorite food was the walking taco, which is funny.
We just talked about the walking taco.
We did. I thought this last trip we would have grabbed the walking taco because we haven't, and we've been like, oh, those look so good, and then we missed them. Like we just forgot it when we were in the park. We were busy. We went to 3 Nightmare Fuels in one night.
On Sunday we went to
8, 11, and 12:30, and it was fun.
It was fun.
We had a great time.
It was fun every single time.
But we were like just hanging out between Nightmare Fuel and Death Eaters, Death Eaters, Nightmare Fuel, just because the park was so busy that Sunday. But okay, favorite food though. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Think back.
Like my initial reaction was like the poison apple, like from Major Sweets. Like I thought it was good.
I didn't even have a bite of it.
Or like the spinal cord chicken with the chimichurri sauce.
The spinal cord chicken was really good.
Very different, like sweet and savory.
Now that it's not hot out in Orlando, especially once the sun goes down, you know, it would be really good right now. That corn chowder.
Is that still a stretch?
It would
I still don't really want soup.
No, not really, but like it would. Like the parks got a little chilly when we were there.
Yeah,
the not corn that chowder. Chilly. Maybe this next trip. Who knows? I think I still like the goblin pie.
You do like a good like pastry, toaster pastry almost.
Actually, I was gonna say it's not even an HHN food. Our favorite food to have like later in the night, like around 11 o'clock, midnight at HHN. Auntie Anne's pretzel bites, the cinnamon sugar ones. Those are probably our favorite thing to get when you're walking around the park. We're like just popping them. Yep. Those are delicious.
Marco asked, "What's the difference between the multi-day ticket and the single tickets?" So for Epic Universe, with the first phase, annual pass holders are going to be offered the opportunity to buy single day tickets to Epic Universe.
If you don't have an
annual pass, you have to purchase them as like a 3, 4, or 5 day multi-day tickets, but those are for the legacy parks. And so with the 3, 4, or 5, you get 1 day of Epic Universe. So out of those 3 days, if you bought the 3-day multi-day ticket for the legacy parks, you would get 1 day of Epic Universe and only 1 day.
The idea being that people that don't have annual passes still will want access to the other parks and also to spread people out. And so really everybody, for lack of a better way to put it, everyone's fighting to get into Epic. And annual pass people who have put more towards like, I'm going to go throughout the entire year. I'm paying for these bigger ticket price tickets because it's for the annual season. Don't need access to studios and islands and Volcano Bay. They already have it. So they'll have kind of a perk of being able to buy the single day tickets. Eventually I would imagine they'll sell single day tickets later on. for everyone, but they have not announced a date of when that will become available. And I would not be shocked if initially when Epic opens, there won't really be single day tickets to purchase because everyone will have bought them up right away.
Who knows? I mean, I think like, I don't necessarily think like we can speculate like that quite that far.
I think things are going to sell out.
I don't. I think the lines are just going to be astronomical and you're going to wait forever. Like, I think like the idea is like these limited quantities of tickets will sell out, but like, people are going to be camped out waiting for hours, even just waiting,
refreshing the page to be like, can I get a ticket? Can I get a ticket? Can I get a ticket? Yeah.
We don't know what time on the 22nd they're going to go on sale, but
what time did you wake up?
It was like
to buy the premium screen.
It was like 5 a.m. when I hit refresh and it finally was open, but it was,
who knows?
Who knows?
We don't know what time. We're trying to schedule getting our Epic tickets very close to June meetup so we can make a long week. Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
That's a really good idea.
Now, I think the other thing to play with, especially if you're jumping back and forth from the parks, like Legacy Parks and Epic Universe, is where do you stay?
Tough question.
Great question. Things to consider.
One thing I do want to say is that we stayed off site this last visit and it was fine. It was fine. But once you stay off site, I feel like it makes you appreciate the transportation options that Universal provides so much more. Like I missed not just the water taxis, but the shuttles I missed those so much.
And we walk more than like anything. And I still missed the garden walkway path. I never thought I'd say I missed the garden walkway path, but like I did.
The distance we walked from our offsite hotel to the parks was arguably just about the same amount of time as it would take to walk to Cabana Bay, but you had to cross major roadways on like crosswalks, but like still you didn't know how long you would end up waiting based off of how busy like everything was. So add that, like we know it's a perk as far as the complimentary transportation Universal provides, but it is so nice. I will not scoff at the shuttles taking some extra time in the future. I won't.
Correct. Gaming went to the 8 o'clock show. We were up by the control booth, at least at the 8 o'clock show. It depends on what we're trying to film. And so sometimes we'll sit high, sometimes we'll get low to get some shots. Depends on like
we're all over the place.
We're kind of all over the place. Like there's times where performers are like, can you try and get this shot of this or this? And it's like, okay, sure. Like absolutely. And so we'll try and set ourselves up to be able to capture moments for them. Cause like they're putting on a show and we want to make sure that we can capture like a high quality shot for them.
John says the pretzels are good.
Pretzels are the goat.
Yeah.
Miranda says Nightmare Fuel didn't disappoint. It does not.
Does not.
Benji as the ringleader.
She does a great job.
Does a great job.
Like all of them do a great job though.
They all. Yeah. Everybody does a great show.
Not everyone agrees with this, but it's my favorite Nightmare Fuel show that we've seen.
I would agree with that for sure.
Like after this season, I know somebody will put the entirety of the show on YouTube and we will rewatch all of it over again as many times as we've already seen it. So
is it handy an annual pass for Epic? So right now, Epic Universe doesn't have annual passes. I think if that's the question. The only thing the Legacy annual passes currently get is you access to like the pre-allotted single day Epic tickets. Like
aside from all the typical annual pass perks.
For the Legacy parks.
Studios and Islands. Just so we're clear on that. Yeah.
More to follow in terms of like what the other phases of the ticket release kind of have in store.
If you plan on visiting Universal in its entirety multiple times throughout the year, looking into an annual pass is definitely worthwhile, especially they have a different tier system within that price point and different perks within the annual passes. And so we know that there's quite a bit of value you can get out of purchasing Universal annual passes. Again, part of those perks now would be a single day ticket option for Epic Universe. But it's not factored in. You don't get to just walk right into Epic Universe with the current annual pass as it stands.
We'll see how it changes, though. I'm sure more and more to follow with ticketing. At least we're moving in the right direction.
There's so much information to come about Epic. I know there's going to be so many more updates. I don't have costs off of annual passes right off the top of my head. We have to pull that up, but we can look into that.
Surfside and Dockside will be right in between the Legacy Parks and Epic. They will.
Are we staying at Surfside and Dockside
for the OI meetup
in November? We'll be at Dockside. Surfside. You book things. I should not. I should just let you say it.
John is in the chat. He's in the chat.
He is in the chat.
He's lingering.
Give him a shout out. Oh, Stephen, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Do you think the AP discounts will work on Epic, on food and merch as well?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's the thing. Is we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know whether Epic Universe is going to have its own annual pass, whether they'll do some hybrid sort of model.
I hope they do, but
who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, Universal is a business and people are going to pay to go to Epic. And so Epic Universe might have its own annual pass and the Legacy Parks might have its own annual pass. I could see it.
Dawn points out a really good piece of this as far as Epic and buying tickets. It says the website says limit of 6 tickets per transaction. Yep. If you have more than 6 pass holders linked on your account, you'll need more than 1 transaction. So if you've got a big group planned, plan to do multiple transactions for more than 6.
Stephen, thank you so much. We really appreciate all the love and support that you all give us. It inspires us to keep going because we try to keep learning and pushing more content, making not only Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, but we're trying to make Epic Universe as seamless as we can for everybody.
Big John, you're my hero. I love that. What is your favorite thing about Big John? I am very curious to know.
My favorite thing?
No.
Jay's favorite thing.
Do you want to say your favorite thing about Big John? I skipped one here. Now that Epic has Dark Universe, do you think there will still be Universal Monsters next year? Good question.
At HHN house? Probably.
I think they'll continue to do a Monsters house at HHN. I think it'll be interesting to see just people experience Universal Monsters because I think that would then grow the house that they can do at HHN with people getting more into those classic monsters that Universal's had for so long.
And I don't suspect that Epic will probably have HHN.
No.
So
no, I think HHN, you'll have Vegas to go to, and then you'll have the HHN season at Studios. So
are we coming to the December meetup? Currently, we're only going to the November 22nd and 23rd meetout.
Doing some Grinchmas, doing some OI.
So it'll be fun.
Right now, just December gets just busy for us as far as spending time with our actual family.
We might be going.
That's a whole thing.
We might be going up to the Cirque du Soleil in Atlanta. So that'll be kind of fun.
Experience that. See what that's all about and check on some friends there. Oh, John wants to know your favorite thing about him.
John, I appreciate the little man in the woods. I really do. They made my heart happy.
There you go.
Are you coming to the November Informer? Are you planning your military retirement around Epic opening?
Ironically.
The November 22nd, 23rd meetup, yes. Military retirement, if you're talking medically retiring, yes. Probably, hopefully sooner than that. But a lot of TBD on that, as most military things are. We're in the kind of hurry up and wait phase, unfortunately.
We could find out any day. Or it could be
Maybe 2
weeks,
months from
2
now.
months.
Yep, who knows?
6 months from now. We try not to worry about it too much. Just kind of go with the flow and see what happens. We'll find out when we find out.
Aubrey, what was your reaction to the photo pass? Epic. They were sick.
I wasn't thrilled that they were making faces. I did find out partway through filming because I logged on my phone and saw started scrolling through things. I was like, you guys are making faces. What's going on here? And now I actually really enjoy looking at the photos. One of them was my screensaver on my computer for the longest time until my computer refreshed and I had to reset things. But yeah, it turned out really well. We had a good time with it. I think looking back at it, I don't mind that they took funny faces, but yeah, I definitely kind of just gave them the glare at first, going like, "You guys are really doing this, aren't you?" Lovely, lovely. So, hands down, this year's originals are better than last year's. This year's originals are really fun.
This year's originals are really good. Although I do appreciate Insidious and Ghostbusters. Like those are our top 2 houses currently, and those are both IPs.
It's interesting to me because maybe we're just not Stranger Things people so much, but like I also go, maybe I am more appreciative of the IPs that are not like the cult following IPs either. Like given Ghostbusters has a big following
for sure,
as does maybe Insidious, but it's just not as vast as what Stranger Things was. And so I feel like having just a little bit more nuance to the IPs was nice.
Unfriendly Hero goes, have we been to HHN this year? As he's probably sitting in HHN. Or is at least
going at like Toothsome.
Yeah, he's probably at Today Cafe hanging out,
waiting to take pictures,
waiting to go to.
We've only seen Nightmare Fuel like 20 times at this point.
Yeah, we try to count it up. We were in between 20 and 25, even though like Unfriendly Hero dwarfs us. And
he's been to like every single one of them almost. I'm sure, but he does.
But he'll have to enjoy. He'll have to enjoy the show for us tonight. We'll be there on Wednesday.
We will. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Are we going to make it to the Vegas HHN location when it opens? Maybe not when it opens.
I don't think it'll be when it opens, but I do think we'll make our way over there.
I think it's going to be really, really cool, though.
I think it's going to be scary. I think it's going to be really well done, but very intense. But I think it'll be good. Not to take you off an epic topic, but have you ever thought about visiting the Netherworld haunted houses, as you've loved that so much? I've never even
heard of it. So maybe, why not?
Where are they? Yeah. Where do we need to go?
More details. More details. Shouldn't Helios open one day before Epic Universe opening so people can sleep in the hotel and wake up and access the parks? Great point. Great question. The only asterisk I will put on that is that Helios Grand is already kind of inside Epic Universe. So like maybe, I don't know.
Would it, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked.
There's some like
nuance things that
I was going to say, if there's some marketing folks, content folks that are at the Helios
media,
Grand,
sort of media,
staying a little early and it's not quite open for the public yet, and they're doing some stays and get throughs and all of that. I wouldn't be shocked about that.
It's true. It's also a great point. High roller people.
Right. Not us.
Not us.
Someday. Big John, if one of your Big John, one of your videos a long time ago, I think it was you guys having him try stuff. Then it was your Christmas live stream with him and you guys made him my hero. Oh, yeah, we did make him try stuff. In fact, Ben's not tomorrow, but Ben's editing a video. Hopefully we'll have it ready before we leave. But hopefully it'll be ready for Sunday. Not tomorrow, but the following week. And Big John will be in it again. And we are making him eat stuff in that one again. So enjoy. We should do an episode on the shuttle times and routes with the new Stella and Terra hotels. So that we actually were just talking about that too, of like, since they are opening at the end of February, that we will probably, I'm betting, man, try and stay at either Terra Luna or Stella Nova or I doubt both, but one of them, and hop back and forth and like kind of film like what those hotels are like, and like, again, transit times to the legacy parks, maybe transit times there. I mean, they won't be open for Epic, but like kind of get a gauge. What's it like to stay at those new hotels? Like I expect we'll be doing a bit of hotel stays at Terra Luna, Stella Nova, and the Helios Grand as they become available and as we're able to get to them. Just because there's a lot of information about those hotels people are going to want to know. So a lot of new information and a lot of new videos for us to make in the upcoming year. I'm very excited about that. Might mean that we have a little longer of a transit time to the old parks, but
during Mardi Gras, which we love Mardi Gras, but that's okay.
But at the same point, we're not staying off site then. We still have complimentary transportation, which is fantastic. There was a shuttle at the hotel we stayed at.
We had to like pre-book
but we had to pre-book it and pay for it. And
yeah, it was kind of a pain.
And Uber cost like $5. So we just walked or Ubered, which is great.
What was our least favorite house this year? Museum,
like, for sure.
No doubt.
It was fine. It just wasn't the scariest for us. We had a number of runs that the scares just didn't get us. Like, it's not that we missed scares, but they just weren't. I think that was my one house this year I didn't scream in. Like last year for me, it was Chucky. This year was Museum. I think there's always going to be one house, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Triplets was fine for us. I think that there could have been some better scares in it, but there's still a few that got me. So, been waiting for them to open dates past April. I can't talk. Talked to someone yesterday and they said they're opening dates further on those dates Tuesday. More to come. There's so much information.
There's a lot of info.
October 22nd, stuff is going to start rolling.
Yeah, it's going to be a sprint to the end, I think. We think an annual pass holder hotel discounts will apply to Helios. That's a tough one.
I think that's a nice to have, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. Like maybe eventually.
It depends on we just don't know what the annual passes are gonna look like for Epic, and so like until we know that information, like it's all speculation at best, and like we don't really like putting out information that it's like could be wrong because like we don't want to send somebody astray. Do we have any plans to do collaborative videos with any other creators? We'd love to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not opposed to that at all.
We're not opposed to doing that at all. If you have any recommendations of who we should reach out to, like by all means.
Is there anybody you guys want to see us collaborate with? Like that's an interesting thing to think about. Sometimes it's hard to be able to meet up with people because as other content creators,
they've got schedules and we've got schedules.
We know how busy we are. I can only imagine what people that do this particularly for full time, how busy they are. Sure. So actually, that's one of the things that's really fun is going to the events on like the first day of things and seeing all the content creators there. And you're like, oh my gosh,
it's like premium Scream
how's
night.
it going? What's up? How are you? And it's just a really fun vibe that it brings. So
premium Scream night was crazy for that sort of idea. Cause like, it was just cameras, cameras like cameras everywhere. But it was a lot of fun because like we've gotten to know a lot of them anyway, like throughout our time, and so it's just kind of a matter of like getting schedules to line up.
Yeah. Where do we leave off here? I love that you're watching this on the beach right now. I'm a little jealous of that. It was cold here this morning. It's been cold the last few days. I've had to wear a parka when we walk the dogs.
If we do transit times, currently wondering if it will be prior to the raised loop or it's also a great question.
That'll change things as well once they get the loop going.
And
I would imagine by the time we're doing the loops, not quite going yet. So that will change things also. So TBD, like the things you got to think about when it comes to filming details about how to get from point A to point B and all of these pieces in the parks. It's crazy.
We got a lot of Pew2 votes. Tyler's awesome. So
Tyler is fantastic.
But we also know Tyler is incredibly busy. He just moved. Like there's a lot of going on with for Tyler in his life. And so like if we could make that happen, we'd love it. Like, but he's doing this full time. And so like we understand that his schedule is incredibly busy as well. And so like if we can make it work,
who knows? Love that. Somebody also said Taylor Strickland, Crystal Palace, and Tyler from Pew2 again. Maybe there's an OI video collab coming someday. That'd be a fun one.
That'd be a fun one to do.
That'd be very fun. Always watch your videos on the beach. So fun.
One thing that we did try this year that was, or last trip, not this year.
Oh yeah, we did something new.
We went to SeaWorld. It was interesting.
And I am still fighting my battle with SeaWorld.
SeaWorld's on Ob's.
It was fine.
People that should not be named list. But I mean, it was fun. It was it was not Halloween Horror Nights.
No.
No. It was very different. But at the same point, like, you're not also spending the Halloween Horror Nights money.
It was definitely cheaper than Halloween Horror Nights.
And so, like, the scares were solid. The houses were okay. Monster Stomp, excellent. Sirens, I almost said Sirens. I had to make sure that Sirens, excellent. Like, it was a good event. Like, I would probably go back just to watch the Sirens and Monster Stomp, honestly.
I'm glad you'd go back. Somebody's got to.
I'd go back. I
need my $85 back.
Tasting lanyard back.
So if you guys don't know, I was trying to be proactive and I bought a tasting lanyard for filming our experience at SeaWorld, which y'all will get to see tomorrow what our experience looked like. That's the video that we have for tomorrow, comparing SeaWorld to Halloween Horror Nights. But I bought an $85 tasting lanyard for 8 tastes in the park for that night ahead of time, as one does.
She's so emotional about this.
When you want to be proactive and prepared and like help the crew out, you buy it online. They're not working as hard, right? And I got there and I went to pick up my tasting lanyard. First, I had a hard time finding where to pick it up, and I got sent to 3 different places. But I got there, and while I was going to pick it up and give them my, like, here's where they'll scan this and they give you your lanyard, I saw on the actual menu they were selling the 8 tastings for $60. I'd already paid $85. And so, like, I took my tasting lanyard, says, is there anything you guys can do, or like a refund or comp me or anything? And they're like, yeah, you can go to guest services. So I went to guest services. We spent the first like 30 minutes of our evening in the park in line. I went to guest services and they're like, oh yeah, people have been complaining about the price. So we brought it down. And okay, well, can I get, again, a refund, or can you guys comp me or something? And they're like, well, you can buy a $60 one and then we can take this one and process a refund for you. Okay, sounds good. I'd rather not pay more money without receiving mine back. But they're like, yeah, we don't have a manager in right now, but you'll get an email in the next 24 hours. So I paid more money at the park. They took my $85 lanyard. I left with a new $60 lanyard for 8 tastes. I've now paid, what's 85 plus 60? $145. And I kept it on my radar to keep an eye out for that email the following day. Never got one. By Monday, still hadn't got one. And so then I started going through the process of like, let me call in, let me talk to folks. They don't want to give me my refund.
Still hasn't happened. So still TBD on the refund.
It's been an experience. Phone call, multiple emails. At this point, they haven't responded back to my email in the thread that we've been having. And I have it on my calendar to follow up next week based off of the timing where I should technically get a refund, where they said, oh, it should take 2 weeks. You guys should get this back. Yeah. I think at this point I'm out 8. Oh, and they wanted to give me comp tickets. Yeah, no thanks. And I said, we live in Alabama. Yep. Georgia. So
drama. On that note, what made us want to become content creators?
The love of the parks.
Really, it started with like COVID. COVID was like, where do we want to go? And so we went to Universal, fell in love. Was like, okay, like there were we dove down the rabbit hole of like content creators.
As everyone did when everyone was locked down. We just watched YouTube videos.
And then kind of discovered that it's like, hey, like let's start trying to do this. How hard can it be? Answer, incredibly hard. And
fun fact, when we were thinking we were going to get into doing YouTube stuff, Ben and I would go to the grocery store. And we'd go and each of us would buy like we'd pick 2 of the most random food items, or maybe 3. And then we'd go home and we'd set up our GoPro, because that's what we were filming on the time. And we would eat it and do like react and see what we thought. And we would pick random things. Yeah. We eat it, react, and practice talking to camera. Yeah. Like ginger mochi balls was one. And it was, those were not good. But we would practice that. We have film of it. And it was absolutely terrible. We were not good at talking to camera. We were all over the place, and it wasn't anything that we even knew to edit. We just were like, oh, so people just do this and it's done.
No.
But then we went to Universal, and it was our first experience. We went in November around the holiday season. And we didn't go with the plan to film anything. We didn't even know we were going to do YouTube stuff. Our first visit to Universal, we just wanted to go and experience it. You knew I loved Harry Potter, and we had watched Velocicoaster be built and open, and we wanted to ride that and fell in love with it.
And then we were like, hey, like, we weren't even sure that we were going to go back. And then it was like, okay, like, let's go back.
That was also our very first vacation where we actually got to book a vacation ahead of time, because military life doesn't always provide, notice.
And then it was like, hey, like, let's start an Instagram. And then it was like, okay, we started an Instagram, and then it was like, do we want to start YouTubing? And it was like, sure. And then ever since then, it's been this kind of, I remember having a conversation, be like, if we're committing to this, like we're gonna commit to this, like long term. And if we're not, then we're not even gonna start.
Well, and there were definitely like lumps and bumps along the way. There was a point where Ben was running all things on our Instagram and trying to do YouTube at the same point. And I was like, I'm not doing anything.
And so it's just been one of those kind of continual learning processes as we go. So.
It's been fun though. We
love helping
enjoyable.
People through the parks, because like there's a lot going on.
It's fun. It's very, very fun. And if you're ever interested in doing content creation, feel free to reach out to us. Yeah. We're happy to provide like insight or like, no, don't do that. Start with this instead. Like we'll just give you ideas so you don't have to deal with some of the like absolute headaches we've gone through. Okay, there's been a lot of stuff happening here in the chat. Let's see.
Boone can agree with SeaWorld. Yep. We might go back though.
The house, we went through two houses that were pretty darn good. It was interesting. I don't think they were the level that HHN brings, but they were pretty fun. But we definitely enjoyed Monster Stomp, and Ben loved filming the sirens. They were very, very fun to see.
We're planning to go to SeaWorld in December. So we've heard their Christmas stuff is great.
In fact, it was already out.
Yeah.
They were getting ready. And it's huge.
It is much harder to create content and then edit it than what most people think. It honestly, it really is. And we're like, we don't know what we're doing yet either. And so like, we just kind of keep learning of like, oh, let's try this. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try this. Didn't work. Okay, let's try this. Didn't work. Okay, let's try this. I kind of like that. Like, let's see how this works. And so like, we are constantly trying to basically iterate. And I think like that's the kind of the exciting part about like moving down there next year is like being able to iterate faster. And so like we'll watch something and be like, oh, we didn't like the way that went, but then we can't really fix it until the next time we go down there. And so,
or you don't fix it, you just send it the way it is and you go, well,
sometimes like posted is better than perfect.
There was one video that Ben will not forget he won't forget this, where he reset a line multiple times, and the best shot we got was him saying,
escape from Gingotts.
Gingotts, not Gringotts.
Gingotts.
And he just looked at me and goes, did I have a stroke when I was saying that? Like, what? And I go, that's what came out every single time you said. I had you say it 4 times, and every time it was Gingotts. And he goes, well,
if you can find that video, I will laugh, because it's out there. It's posted.
It is out there still. It's out there. The rest of the video is great. I think.
I don't even remember at this point.
It was a Harry Potter video, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
But we've also been very, very lucky in that we've had mentors like Tyler from Q2 is incredibly helpful. Was incredibly helpful when we first started filming, with giving us advice and things like that. And like Anna was also wonderful and very supportive. And
Unfriendly Heroes on here. He's also another person that's been
that's very supportive and helpful, and like being able to kind of like pick his brain in terms of like how he thinks about shots, and like even like looking at how he does photography in terms of applying it to videography has been huge.
Yeah.
And so like those people, like we cannot thank enough like for helping us throughout the process.
And Dawn, I think you have a great point. I'm sure you guys are more critical of yourself. We are.
Oh yeah.
Very much so. Like we'll go back and watch a video from 6 months ago or even a year ago and be like,
it's trash.
Not as good as we'd like it to be. And
throw it away. I can't believe we were that bad.
Ideally, like that's how this goes though, is that we just keep progressing and making better
That's kind of the point.
Better quality content and more of it more regularly for all of you, because we enjoy what we do.
It's kind of like that old, like, if you look at yourself like 6 months from like now, you're gonna be like, wow, I was really young and dumb. And so like same thing where you're like, wow, we thought that was really good back then.
Matt Mod, we too love the Pew very much. We're big fans.
Big fans.
Big fans.
We still watch them. We watch them all the time still.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Actually, the Epic Universe announcement the other day, we went to film our video, and I said something about it's 217 days away, and Ben's like, "Did you watch Tyler's video?" And I was like, "No."
Tyler's video.
And that's exactly how we started. I was like, "Oh man, okay, well, whatever. Let's roll it anyway. We'll figure it out." Once out of the military and become a Florida resident, any plans on visiting any of the other Universal parks?
Yes. Short answer. I would actually I would go back to SeaWorld during the day.
Universal.
Oh, parks. Universal Park. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Wow. I'm having a short. Yes. We want to go to Hollywood. I think that one's kind of the easy answer. And then like Beijing and Japan are also very high on the list.
We could make like a whole trip of it, because I don't want to fly straight to Beijing. We could go and be like, let's go over to Hollywood, do a day. It's a day. Hollywood's so small comparatively.
What if it's during the HHN though?
That's a different question. And then we go from Hollywood, and then we go to Beijing, and we go do that.
That's a month hiatus of just travel.
It doesn't need to be. We could do it in 2 weeks.
Oh, my poor sleep schedule.
Who needs sleep?
Yeah, what is sleep? It's like HHN for us. You get to sleep then during HHN though.
Yeah, but if I don't, nothing would happen. Nothing would function.
Started watching your videos last year and it improved drastically. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We do work very hard. Like the amount of YouTube time that I'm still on of just learning how to do new things and trying new things and watching other people's content to be like, oh, let's try that. Honestly,
or even just trying to learn how to be on camera better. Yeah. That's something that we're looking at as well.
And one of the people that we watch a lot of is Casey Neistat. He's insane.
Or maybe I just need to visit with Sal and go to Beijing and go on a work trip.
Might not understand the language, but it'll be fun.
Let's see. I really love the way that you do your B-roll. I appreciate that so much, Dawn, solely for how often we've had to film B-roll in the parks. The first year of filming B-roll with Ben was trying to pull teeth, because I didn't understand how important it was going to be. And now looking at the way that our videos come out, I'm like, okay. And so now we're at a point where we kind of have a dedicated B-roll time where we go through and we get shots of things so that we have the video footage that we want to be able to not just talk at people the whole time. We want to show people the parks and what it's like to be there and feel like you're in there and doing it with us.
The things and
Let's see. Oh, thank you, Vicky. We appreciate that.
Crystal says it's small, so apparently Florida is better. Yeah. I mean, the Hollywood and Florida are very, very different. You could probably do the day park in Hollywood in 1 day pretty easily.
Yes, and there's no Diagon Alley in Hollywood. It's just Hogsmeade, and there's no Hagrid's either. So,
out of all the HHN seasons, which has been our favorite?
Is this our third?
I don't remember.
We've only been to 3. We've only been to 3. Yeah.
Either the first year or this year, and for very, very different reasons. I think the houses this year are top to bottom are really good. And Nightmare Fuel, like we said, is our favorite Nightmare Fuel show.
The first year I think will forever sit in our hearts just because it was our very first year. And the way that everything just kind of was such an experience as seeing it all for our first time. But I think this year, I think it might be one of our favorite years because of how connected we are to the people working as well. It's something about this last visit, we didn't go through a single house a week ago when we were down there. We went and we just hyped up our friends who were working. Hyped up the cast, hyped up the team, had a great time, popped around, had some Auntie Anne's. We chilled and had a good time, and just being in the ambiance of HHN was fantastic.
Matt has been to Universal Japan in Osaka. It's amazing. So busy all the time, but the food is out of this world.
I can imagine.
The thing that impressed me, and it was on Paging Mr. Morrow's video, was the parade. And that they invite people into the street to be a part of the parade. And then they're like, hey, go back.
We're done dancing
and
now.
Everybody does. And
that
it was like,
shocking.
I was just like, there's no way you could do that in the United States. Like, there's no way.
It was like, we were
people
watching
be climbing
on
the floats. Like, it would be chaos.
Even Paging Mr. Morrow went in the streets and was like, what? Like, we're dancing
chaos.
now? Well, look at what we gonna do. And then everyone just listened and went back and got out of the way. It was like, this is shocking.
Even though we've been going to the parks for a long time, I've always learned something new about the parks, the hotels from your videos. Look forward to your uploads each Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
We try. Like, we keep on grinding. Jen, you have Nightmare. We hope Nightmare Fuel comes back next year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Universal Creative, can we please one more year? Just one more.
Yeah.
And then one more year after that, and then
forever one more year.
Forever one more year. Will we ever get media to show inside the houses? That's always the goal. I mean, I think
we ask ourselves the same
ourselves the same question, and it's like, we understand, we are still a relatively small channel, and so we're just going to keep working, and until we get that phone call, and when we do get the phone call, there will be signs, because I will be buying camera gear left and right.
If you want to help us out right now, like this video. That helps us. Subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. Our channel's still relatively small, like Ben said, and so as our channel grows, that will be helpful. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing right now, and hopefully things keep ticking up, and maybe someday we'll get to film inside the houses. We got to film in the houses at SeaWorld because anyone could film in the houses at SeaWorld, which was pretty cool. I warn you now, when you watch the video tomorrow, I'm sure Ben adjusted the volume levels, but be prepared for me to scream.
Yeah.
And if you don't like me screaming in the houses, you are not going to want me to have a media pass. If you really like me screaming in the houses and hearing how terrified I am, then you're going to want us to get a media pass, because it was a lot. It's very fun to go through the houses. We would love to be able to film in the Universal houses at media night.
Jessica, after 20 plus years of HHN, we bought an RIP tour for the first time ever to ring in the big 4-0. One, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Debating if it will be really worth it, since I've been to the event 9 times. It'll be worth it. It'll be great, because then you'll skip every line. You'll get information from the tour guide that's you might not have known about the story. So getting kind of the story before you go in will probably make you appreciate the run even more, which huge win.
If you're really interested in the food that they provide for their RIP tours and your person doesn't bring it up, because if you hit up Cafe La Bamba at the end of the night, sometimes the food's gone. I've heard that from a few different people.
Interesting.
And sometimes they're so busy, there's so much to get through it, especially if it's a busy night, that it's easy to forget about the food. But if you're really interested into it, bring it up to your tour guide so that they can make sure they stop at Cafe La Bamba for you.
I'm assuming Jen is asking how are people able to film inside the houses? They get invited. They get invited by Universal to film inside the houses.
What we've been told is at one point Universal reaches out to you.
They'll just call
because they have the info.
They've got the info,
and they find you. So Universal, if you're watching this, feel free to find us. We would love it.
The parade is just so much fun, referring to the Osaka.
Oh, in Japan, yeah.
Loved being part of it. The people in Japan are so polite. It's just different world.
Oh, I'm sure.
Than in the UK.
I'm totally sure.
In the USA. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. We will be over there sometime to experience it all.
I do need to finish getting us our passports.
Yeah, we do need to get our passports. Sister and I stayed at Cabana Bay for 5 days. We went to HHN a few years ago, and the hallways are so long at night. That hotel can be
Cabana
long.
Bay is so big, and especially when you're at you're not on the family suite side, but you're on the regular room side, and by the time you walk all the way back, and then you're like, all right, another half mile until I get to my room. But that malt shop at Cabana Bay, though.
That's a good nightcap.
Big John, he knows.
Jessica, totally interested in the food and the specialty bar locations we have.
Yes,
you'll have a great time.
It'll be good.
And we didn't even mention VIP or RIP seating for Nightmare Fuel.
You get very good seating at Nightmare Fuel.
Great seating, like seating that we are jealous of. Like
we've sat in those seats and been kicked out of them before.
We've tried to.
Not on purpose. We just didn't sit in the right row. Yeah. So enjoy that show. It'll be so good. So good.
John, I have one loaded, and get a job. Grow up.
Oh, goodness.
Melissa, that's why she stays at Aventura. Yeah, Aventura is much smaller. I think Aventura is like 600 rooms, and like Cabana Bay is 2,000.
Yeah.
2,200 actually, if you're being precise. And it's like the size difference of Aventura and Cabana Bay is just astronomical.
Right. We're excited because we get to stay at Hard Rock this week. And that walk, like, I'm so excited to be back in our room within like 5 minutes.
And Dawn, yes, Cabana Bay, perfect for Volcano Bay. That private entrance is primo.
We were the only ones when we went through that.
It was also February,
entrance. But it was in a wet
Travis,
suit. That's all right.
Travis is here.
Thanks. Hi, Travis.
Thanks for doing a live stream. Oh, I meet up in November. Yes, the November 22nd, 23rd.
We'll be there.
Matt, John goes way back. Like John lived with us for a time.
We give John more of a hard time than he gives us.
He's just razzing us, and we'll razz him right back. So,
have we seen The Substance? No, but that is on the list of movies that I've told Ben we're watching. The next one we're gonna watch is Beetlejuice, which actually might take place after we're done with this live stream.
Honestly,
but The Substance is one that I want to see very much so. You
guys are great. Thank you for the fun content. It helps us get through the next trip. Wife and I are coming down on 12/7 for our second OI when we get to Epic Tickets on the 24th.
Yay!
Like we are glad that we can help bridge that gap, and that's also like the fun part about content is like helping people get to their next trip. Hopefully you'll learn something leading into your next trip that'll make your next trip even better.
If there's ever anything that comes up that you're like, hey, you guys haven't filmed about this, but we'd really like to know XYZ, whatever it is, even if it's like the best restrooms in the parks, like let us know, because there's no bad idea. And we'd love to make sure that we're providing the content that you're looking for to be able to help plan your vacations.
Or if you just want to send us an email, hit us up.
Or if you just are like, here's a silly idea. Yeah. No idea is a bad idea. We've got a whiteboard chocked full of them.
Yep. Calendars, whiteboards everywhere.
Where I lost off. What IPs are we hoping for next year? I already know your answer.
Scream.
Yeah. Ben wants Scream. I would like to see Five Nights at Freddy's. Sorry,
Five Nights at Freddy's.
My really cool jersey is throwing me off here.
Woody Woodpecker jersey.
Yeah, look at this. I got this at a
Five and Dime.
Look at this jersey. It's sick. Woody Woodpecker, bought a Universal, and I got Ben this shirt.
Yeah.
Not to throw off our
shameless plug.
Sorry about that.
Went out to LA to be on Wheel of Fortune. One, that's really cool.
Ooh.
Went and spent a day at Universal Hollywood. A little underwhelmed, to be honest.
Really?
It was great.
It's just so much smaller.
Different. It's like.
And is there Fast and Furious roller coaster going?
I think they're building it. But,
it's not going yet.
But they also have Jurassic World, which is sick.
We would do that.
I would do that.
That'd
be really cool. And so like, it's different, just different.
Yes.
And then so it's like comparing like SeaWorld, the Howl-O-Scream to HHN. Like they're just different.
Film yourself sitting by a pool and enjoying different hotel drinks. That'd be great. I'm in. I got you. Ben will be shirtless and I'll enjoy the drinks. It'll be great.
Yeah. Now we really need the ranking of the favorite and best bathrooms. I don't want to film that one.
It's going to be so good.
So weird.
It's not.
Why do people want bathrooms?
Because women's restrooms always have a line. How many times have we been at HHN where I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom, and I go, and then I come back.
Every time
I come back and I'm like, I'm not waiting that long. And then like 45 minutes goes by and I'm like, I'm going to go use the bathroom. We're in a new section of the park. I pretended that I didn't have to go this whole time and I really got to go now. Like, you want to know your options. You also don't want to find a restroom and walk in and be like, ugh, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
And I do think Universal does a good job at keeping most of their restrooms clean.
Cracked Gaming, thanks for coming.
Thanks for joining us today.
Any plans on doing Dollywood or Carol Wins in the future? 100%.
I want to take Ben to Dollywood. I thought I was going to get to go this summer and it didn't work out. I went to Pigeon Forge, but I didn't get to go to Dollywood. I think you'd enjoy it. I think we'd enjoy it. It's just more a matter of finding the time.
And I want to take her to Cedar Point. And so like there are other parks outside of Universal, outside of Disney, outside of even the Orlando area that we really want to go to. Why don't I drink? Great question. Personal choice more than anything. Like it's just not really anything that like.
I've seen him have 3 drinks in my life.
Yeah. And
that's about it.
I just don't need to, I guess. Like, it's just not really one of those things that's ever really struck my fancy. Like, even in college, I kind of went through whatever, like a semester of like what normal college kids do. And then like, I didn't even really drink in college. And so like, it just
not his thing.
Not my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yay to the shirtless idea.
See, I'd rather work out than.
And you just finished a cut. Yeah. You're looking real good. It'll be great. It'll be great. We're going down the second weekend of December for all the holiday stuff. Thought about getting OI tickets, but I'm not really sure about the extra cost.
OI meetups are great. It really depends on what you want to do. Like, I think we like the winter OI meetups probably the best because of that night aspect of like the lights are on, the Christmas decor
is cooler out. You can drink a hot butter beer and be comfortable.
The rides are still going to be almost a walk on, and you get to enjoy all the holiday stuff while it's dark. Like that's a wonderful part of the winter OI meetups.
We're a fan of those.
But we do understand they're expensive. Like
they are. Cheap. And if you've been to the parks enough and you're like, I've already done the rides, I don't need to walk on, and I don't feel like eating a bunch of food, it might not be what you're looking for.
Or just do one night.
Yeah, or just do one night, I like that you can just go and grab as much Florian Fortescues as you want.
If you have ever wanted to try things,
it's a great time to try
things. It's a great time to try things. Love the content. It really helped us plan the trip right before the hurricane.
Yay!
Hopefully the hurricane didn't impact your trip too much. I know we drove down the Thursday.
It definitely interrupted a number of people's trips. Yep. So
stay at Aventura in June. We want to stay at Hard Rock sometime.
Hard Rock's fun.
Hard Rock is a great time, and it's super, super close to the parks. Right now, Hard Rock is probably our favorite hotel. Like once Portofino's construction's over, we are very much looking forward to going back to Portofino.
You're going to have to say that after Helios Grand opens also, and we stay there.
And Terra Luna and Stellano. So
I do find it funny, like, I don't think we would ever or have ever taken the water taxi from Hard Rock to City Walk, but we have taken it from City Walk to Hard Rock. I might have taken it once, but for filming purposes.
Yeah, I did during the transportation video.
Yes.
For sure.
Okay, never mind. Eat my words.
Jen,
I work out too, but I love a good drink.
Great. It's a balance. Same. Yeah, sure. It's a balance. Like 100%. Like I by no means am projecting like what I do on anybody
I drink.
Else.
He chooses not to. Like I said,
people do what they want. Like that's my very firm belief.
He doesn't frown upon other people drinking.
Not even a look. Like, do your thing.
Just his thing, which I'm like, all right, cool. OI meetups are particularly good for those first timers. Less lines. Try it. Yes.
100%.
We took my parents for an OI meetup November last year, and it was their first time ever being at Universal. And it was, I think, the best way for people going to the parks for their first time to experience things, because it's just so easy. They didn't want to do the parks during the day. They just had tickets for OI. And so Ben and I went and filmed during the day. We got back, we cleaned up. They hung out around the hotel pool all day and chilled. And then we all went and did the evening at OI. And it was just a very great experience for them. And we got tickets for both nights. So it was like they had a blast the first night, and they're like, we gonna do it again tomorrow. So very, very fun for first timers.
Haven't seen the tickets for the Grinchmas breakfast go on sale yet. Any insight to when they'll release? Nope, you haven't missed it.
You haven't missed it, because I plan on buying those too when they drop.
It really, honestly, should be any time now.
I should check to see what day I bought them last year.
Yeah,
and I can project like roughly around this time.
The breakfast is really fun. If you want to meet Santa, you got to do the VIP. Like we're still waiting to hear and see if they'll do the Magic of Christmas at Hogwarts.
I so hope they do. They didn't do the dark art show this year.
The parade will likely be back, so you'll get like access to the Christmas parade. Like plenty more fun Christmas adventures to come.
I'm here for the Grinch
and Grinchmas.
Grinch.
Also, like, probably recommend the Grinch breakfast, because sometimes waiting for the meet and greet
5 hours.
Like, yikes.
I'd rather sit and eat a nice leisurely breakfast.
I'd rather spend $70 on breakfast.
Yeah, to then have my time specifically with the Grinch and not have to wait extra. I do always have a DD.
Yep.
It's true. It's true. Let's see. We love Dollywood. Cedar Point's
awesome. Cedar Point's very different. Like, for the roller coaster aspect, like, less theming, more roller coasters. Like, it's great.
Brian, it's not 100% that the Grinch will be at the OI meetups. However, he has been known to make an appearance during the winter meetups. We did not expect to see him when we went to the winter meetup. It was the mini meetup. We saw him at the mini meetup last year, but he came right out.
Yep.
And we had an interaction with him right away. But they don't really announce the time that he's out. And so it's kind of like he might be.
Yep.
Keep an eye out. Keep your ear to the ground just in case.
He was at Confisco's for the mini meetup now. That was also when it was raining. So take that with a grain of salt. And then
Circus McGurkus. Yeah.
He was still right by Circus McGurkus during the normal meetups. But like, those lines, even at the meetup, are way shorter than normal daytime stuff to meet the Grinch.
They are. Yes, June is too hot.
Do the VIP tour. We want to do the VIP tour also. Like, we've never done the VIP tour. So that's one of those things that we might do this year, just to say what he did.
To try it out.
Try it all out.
I've got a feeling I know how it works, but just to say we have. So
don't drink either, just not for me. No hangovers, no cringe. Remember, it's fair. That's a fair.
Facts. I get that.
June melted.
I think we love the OI meetups in the wintertime. Like,
they're our favorite ones for sure.
Especially, again, those lights in the Christmas atmosphere.
The music.
I was going to say, we're going to get to hear the music soon enough. Unfriendly here is guaranteed not on here right now since HHN started for the night, but he would be
home for Christmas.
Furious knowing how much we're excited for Christmas to start. But HHN's almost over. There's only a couple weeks left. So, well, anything else?
Puppy time.
You're going to go get the dogs and we'll wrap it up. Any other questions while Ben goes and gets the dogs? What you guys got? We've never been in the Endless Summer Suites, but I've seen good things about them. In fact, when Big John was potentially going to stay in a room with us during HHN, or no, it was an OI meetup. He was going to stay with us. I looked into the Endless Summer Suites because I was like, that could be helpful. We ended up going to one of the Cabana Bay family suites, I think. I don't know. Everything's a blur these days. Our favorite butterbeer. Mine is cold and Ben's is hot. We're not a big fan of the frozen. Just not our thing. But a hot butterbeer on a cold night, cooler night in Orlando, chef's kiss. So good. But I do like the cold quite a bit. Oh no, I can hear him coming already. Favorite food in the Harry Potter area, a ginger newt. That is my favorite thing that they have there. Hi, baby. Hello. Oh, get off the table. That was Lainey. Lando's running around. Come here, Lainey. We also really like the kids' pancake breakfast, whether you're at Three Broomsticks or the Leaky Cauldron. Like, there's something about eating pancakes in the Diagon Alley during like EPA, or I guess in Hogsmeade during EPA or over in Diagon Alley. Like, the kids' pancake breakfast in Wizarding World. Delicious, especially with a pumpkin juice. They are, one is a purebred Dutch Shepherd. The other one is a Dutch Shepherd Pity Mix. They're pretty cute. I have heard hot butterbeer and fire whiskey going together. Come on up, baby.
Come on, get them haunches up there. Sit down, please.
She's not facing the right way.
Sit down, please.
Lainey, what's this? What's that right there? What's this right here?
Hi, baby.
Hi. This one's Lainey.
Hi there, little girl.
Oh, we got one more question here.
Hi there, little girl.
Grinchmas 2, you're going to go in December. Oh, awesome. That'll be fun. Especially because you're hitting it right before like the crowds come in when kids get out of school for winter break. Never get a boxer. My gosh, mine is nuts. These guys are a little psycho sometimes too. Lando wants to go outside and play ball, and then Lainey is going to run for a little bit and then just pass out.
Okay, bye.
Well, everyone, we're going to, favorite type of gum, any type of gum, minty. Big fan. Big fan. Or juicy fruit. Juicy fruit's also really good.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks for coming, everyone. We're going to go take our dogs outside. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. You guys get to see us do Howl-O-Scream and see what it's all about. If you've never been to SeaWorld before, check it out. If you think you might want to do it, check it out. If you don't want to do it,
check it out anyway.
Check it out and leave a comment about why HHN's awesome. See y'all.